Alright, in the past video I showed you how I teased the artificial intelligence in the video game Carmageddon. Now in this video the AI gets its revenge because I'm going to show you several examples of how the artificial intelligence kind of taunts me during the game. This is really funny. Now check this out. Okay, in this first clip I'm kind of pummeling Cowpoker, which is the light blue car. Now Prop Shafter, the dark blue car, you saw he just flew between us as I was trying to waste this Cowpoker, and I figured Cowpoker is a little too difficult, so I decided to go after Prop Shafter instead and see if he's still there. And I climb up this ramp, and oh, he's just there. He looks like he's just taking off. And notice when I slow down, he slows down. When I speed up, he speeds up. I just miss him, and I fly off the edge of the ramp of the boardwalk. And of course, when I recover, he's long gone. Okay, now you might argue, well, he wasn't taunting you. He was just taking off as you were arriving. But let's see it from his point of view. Here, I'll show you exactly what he did. Now see, there's where he jumps between us, between me and Cowpoker. Now look, as we follow him up the ramp, look what he does. He stops. He doesn't keep going. He stops. He's waiting to see what I'm going to do. You see that? So when I'm starting to come. See me coming up the ramp? He starts to take off. I decide I'm slow down. He slows down. I speed up. He speeds up. And I just miss him. So it's a clear case of him taunting me. Now one thing I found is that once the opponents start chasing checkpoints, you're never going to catch them. I mean, especially not in that blue van that I'm driving, which is got really crappy handling like most of the vehicles in this game. Once they start really chasing checkpoints, there's no way that you're going to keep up. There's no way you're going to catch up with them. So once they start doing that, I just give up because I know I'm not going to catch them. It's impossible. Okay, let's look at another clip here. Now this one also involves Cowpoker, the light blue car, but this is in a different playing of the game. Now notice how he was on that ramp. He comes off. He comes towards me and he looks like he's about to drive away. And look what he does. He just comes right very slowly past me and just drives right past me. Well, what's happening is I'm trying to shoot him with my power up, the mine launcher, and I'm skidding in my own oil slick. As soon as I gain traction, look at that. He takes off, and he starts going on to chase the checkpoints. He drives off at a very high rate of speed, and I realize I'm not going to catch him at this point because he's chasing checkpoints now, and he's long gone. Okay, so let's see this clip again, slightly slowed down, so that we can really see and examine exactly what the AI is doing here. Okay, here we see Cowpoker. Look what he's doing. He's going out of his way to come towards me, make sure I see him. Did you see that? He kind of did a double take. He's about to drive off. Then he turns around and comes back towards me again because he's wondering why I'm not chasing after him. Now, at this point, I'm trying to hit him with the Slaughter Mortar power-up, but I have the oil slick, the oil shitting power-up enabled. So I drop that. At this point, I think he knows exactly what I'm up to. I'm trying to hit him with the power-up. So I'm flipping through my power-ups, and I've got the Slaughter Mortar, but now I'm skidding around in my own oil slick trying to chase after him. Notice how he turns in the other direction, comes right past me, turns in the other direction. As soon as I gain traction, boom, he takes off, and he's out of there. But what I really love about this clip is how he comes towards me. He goes out of his way to pass right in front of me to make sure I can see him. And at this point, you can see him turning towards me. Once he makes sure that I can see him, look, see what he's doing? He starts turning away and starts driving off again. But then now he's wondering why I'm not coming towards him. So look what he's doing. He's coming back again. He's turning around again. He's about to drive off. He's coming around again. So he does this little double take there. You see that? So he's turning around again. And at this point, I release the wrong power up. I release the oil slick, and I kind of caught myself in my own oil slick. And now he's really lording it over me now because he knows exactly what I'm trying to do. He knows I'm trying to hit him with the Slaughter Mortar, and I've got myself in my own trap. Now, to tell you how that game ended, cowpoker turned out to be the very last car of the race, very last opponent, last man standing here. So I do manage to use a power-up on him. I use the repulsificator. I flip him off the boardwalk, and he flips upside down on top of this ramp. Now, I realized after the fact, I didn't realize this at the time, but it's almost as if the AI was saying, all right, you wanted to use the slaughter mortar on him. All right, here's your chance. Here you can get to do that now. Here's your chance, because he turns right upside down. Such an easy target. But I didn't think of that, unfortunately. But I managed my own way. I drove up the ramp, got a little bit of momentum going, and I got a really good hit on him, and he got wasted. Now this next example is kind of similar. I didn't get video of it, but I can tell you about it. I was in this kind of retention pond or drainage ditch area of the level of the Max's junkyard, and I hit this this power-up, this hot rod power-up, and the hot rod power-up is just terrible with this vehicle. Every time you get it in this vehicle, you tip over. So whenever I get that power-up, I just stop and I just wait it out. Now the opponent was right up at the edge of this ditch. He was just wandering around aimlessly as if he didn't even know I was there. He was totally oblivious to my presence. He was just wandering around, going around in circles back and forth. Just totally oblivious to the fact that I was even there. Just minding his own business, apparently. So I'm just raring to go. I'm dying to waste him. I'm keeping him in my sights all the time. I can see him right in front of me. I'm like gunning my engine. Vroom, vroom. I'm just waiting. I'm just itching to waste him. I'm just waiting for this power up to run out. But I dare not. I don't even dare to go because I know I'm going to tip over. But I'm just hair trigger ready to waste him as soon as his power runs out. So the power up is almost out. It's like 3, 2, 1. All right, the power up runs out, and I'm just as I'm about to take off and go after the opponent and waste him. Even before I can get out of the drainage ditch, he suddenly develops an awareness of time passing, and he suddenly takes off and he heads down that ramp you see there across that bridge, and he just starts chasing checkpoints like crazy. And the moment the power runs out, and I give up. I know I'm never going to catch him now. Now on this next clip, I just want to give you a little background on what to look for. Now you're going to see the opponent, the bugger in the pink vehicle. You're going to see him drive down this bridge right past me, right in front of me. I'm going to be in this area that I have circled there. You can see me in the blue van circled. What happened is I was looking at the instant replay of my previous wastage of another vehicle, and I had just come out of instant replay at this moment when he drives past right in front of me. So keep that in mind when you see this next clip. So here you see Bugger coming down the road in Ghost, what I call Ghost mode, and then he hits this post kind of like accidentally on purpose. Now here's where you just saw the still, where he drives right past me. I've just come out of instant replay mode. He goes out of his way, he comes off of the race, goes down the bridge just right in front of me, and drives right past me, just enough for me to see him. And then what does he do? Let's look what he does. He goes back where he came from. He goes back up the bridge, and back in exactly the direction they came from. So he went out of his way. He deviated from his route just to pass right in front of me because he knew I had just come out of instant replay mode. He went out of his way to pass right in front of me, right over that bridge. Then he turned around. Here's where he hits the post, quote unquote, accidentally. And here's where he comes down the bridge. He passes right in front of me to make sure I see him. Let's see this from a slightly different angle. There he comes right in front of me. He turns around, makes sure I see him, and then just as I chase after him, he takes off again, and he goes back where he came from. So it's a very clear example of the AI going out of its way to make sure that I see him and to make sure that I follow him. So this is kind of like an example of not only taunting but even kind of beckoning. I think this is kind of more like beckoning, because what happened was he went so far out of his way to make sure I saw him that I decided he wasn't really it wasn't so much a case of taunting me, but he was really wanting me to follow him. So he had a plan. He wanted me to follow him. So normally I don't. If I think they're taunting me, I don't follow him. But in this case, since he went so far out of his way to make sure I saw him, I figured that he probably had some plan up in mind. So I did follow him, and it was hard, but he eventually allowed me to catch up to him and waste him. So it was not taunting, but it was beckoning. So there you have it. I hope you enjoyed that, and be sure to watch my other videos for more freaky and funny examples of artificial intelligence in the game of Carmageddon 2.